नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। I am Dr. Bharat Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Pathology, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today's topic is repair and healing. Healing is the body's response to injury in an attempt to restore normal structure and functions. It involves two processes. First is regeneration and second is repair. Regeneration when healing takes place by proliferation of parenchymal cells and usually result in complete restoration of the original tissue. Repair when healing takes place by proliferation of connective tissue resulting in fibrosis and scarring. At times, both these responses take place simultaneously. Some parenchymal cells are short-lived while others have a longer lifespan. In order to maintain proper structure of tissues, these cells are under the constant regulatory control of their cell cycle. Depending upon their capacity to divide, the cells of the body can be divided into three groups. First is labial cells. These cells continue to multiply throughout life under normal physiologic conditions. These include surface epithelial cells of the epidermis, alimentary tract, respiratory tract, urinary tract, vagina, cervix, uterine endometrium, hematopoietic cells of bone marrow, and cells of lymph nodes and spleen. Second is the stable cells. These cells decrease or lose their ability to proliferate after adolescence but retain the capacity to multiply in response to stimuli throughout adult life. These include parenchymal cells of organs like liver, pancreas, kidney, adrenal, and thyroid. Mesenchymal cells like smooth muscle cells, fibroblast, vascular endothelium, bones, and cartilage cells. Third is permanent cell. These cells lose their ability to proliferate around the time of birth. These include neurons of nervous system, skeletal muscle, and cardiac muscle cells. Repair. Repair is the replacement of injured tissue by fibrous tissue. Two processes are involved in repair: granulation tissue formation and contraction of wounds. Granulation tissue formation. The following three phases are observed in the formation of granulation tissue. First is phase of inflammation. Following trauma, blood clots at the site of injury. There is acute inflammatory response with exudation of plasma, neutrophil, and some monocyte within 24 hours. Second, phase of clearance. Combination of proteolytic enzyme liberated from neutrophil, autolytic enzyme from dead tissue cells, and phagocytic activity of macrophages clear of the necrotic tissue debris and red blood cells. Third is phase of ingrowth of granulation tissue. This phase consists of two main processes. First is angiogenesis or neovascularization. Formation of new blood vessel at the site of injury take place by proliferation of endothelial cell from the margin of severed blood vessel. Initially, the proliferated endothelial cells are solid buds, but within a few hours develop a lumen and start carrying blood. The process of angiogenesis is stimulated with proteolytic destruction of basement membrane. Angiogenesis takes place under the influence of following factors: vascular endothelial growth factor, platelet-derived growth factor, transforming growth factor B, basic fibroblast growth factor, and surface integrins. Second is fibrogenesis. The newly formed blood vessels are present in an amorphous ground substance or matrix. The new fibroblasts have features intermediate between those of fibroblasts and smooth muscle cells, myofibroblasts. Collagen fibrils begin to appear by about sixth day. Healing of skin wound. Healing of skin wound provide a classical example of combination of regeneration and repair described above. Wound healing can be accomplished in one of the following two ways. First is healing by first primary union, like healing by first intention. This is defined as healing of a wound which has the following characteristic. First is it's clean and uninfected, surgically incised, without much loss of cell and tissue, and edges of wound are approximated by surgical sutures. The sequence of event in primary union is described below. First is initial hemorrhage. Immediately after injury, the space between the approximated surface of incised wound is filled with blood, which then clots and seal the wound against dehydration and infection. Acute inflammatory response. This occurs within 24 hours which appear of polymorph form the margin of incision. By third day, polymorphs are replaced by macrophages. Third is epithelial changes. The basal cell of the epidermis form both the cut margins start proliferating and margin migrated towards incisional space in the form of epithelial spurs. A well approximated wound is covered by a layer of epithelium in 48 hours. The migrated epidermal cells separated the underlying viable dermis from the overlying necrotic material and clot. Fourth is organization. By third day, fibroblasts also invade the wound area. By fifth day, new collagen fibrils starts forming, which dominate till healing is completed. In fourth week, the scar tissue with, with scanty cellular and vascular element, a few inflammatory cells and epithelialized cell surfaces formed. Fifth is suture tracks. Each suture track is a separate wound and incites the same phenomena as in healing of the primary wound, that is filling the space with hemorrhage, some inflammatory cell reaction, epithelial cell proliferation along the suture tract from both margins, fibroblastic proliferation and formation of young collagen. When sutures are removed around 7th day, much of epithelialized suture tract is avulsed and the remaining epithelial tissue is the tract is absorbed. Thus, the scar formed in a sutured wound is neat due to close opposition of the margins of the wound. Healing by second intention or secondary union. This is defined as the healing of a wound having the following characteristic. Open with a large tissue defect at the time at times infected, having extensive loss of cell and tissue, and the wound is not approximated by surgical suture but is left open. The basic event in secondary union are similar to primary union but differ in having a large tissue defect which has to be bridged. Hence, healing takes place from the base upward and also from the margins inward. Healing by second intention is slow and result in a large and time times ugly scar as compared to rapid healing and neat scar of a primary union. The sequence of event in secondary union is described below. First is initial hemorrhage. As a result of injury, the wound space is filled with blood and fibrin clot which dries. Second is inflammatory phase. There is an initial acute inflammatory response followed by appearance of macrophages which clear off the debris as in primary union. Epithelial changes. As in primary healing, the epidermal cells from both the margins of wound proliferate and migrate into the wound in the form of epithelial spurs till they meet in the middle and re-epithelialize the gap completely. However, the proliferating epithelial cells do not cover the surface fully until granulation tissue form base has started filling the wound space. Fourth is granulation tissue. Main bulk of secondary healing is by granulations. Granulation tissue is formed by proliferation of fibroblast and neovascularization from the adjoining viable element. The newly formed granulation tissue is deep red, granular, and very fragile. With time, the scar on maturation becomes pale and white due to increase in collagen and decrease in vascularity. Fifth is wound contraction. Contraction of wound is an important feature of secondary healing not seen in primary healing. Presence of infection. Bacterial contamination of an open wound delays the process of healing due to release of bacterial toxins that provoke necrosis, suppuration, and thrombosis. Complication of wound healing. During the course of healing, following complications may occur. First is infection, second is implantation, epidermal cyst, third is pigmentation, fourth is deficient scar formation, fifth is incisional hernia, sixth is hypertrophied scar and keloid formation, seventh is excessive contraction, and eighth is neoplasia. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapit Women's University. I hope you all enjoy this session. If you have any query, please mention it comment box. Thank you.